This trip north is part of Mark Carney's ongoing outreach campaign to Indigenous groups, kind of a charm offensive he's been on this summer. He needs to get these groups on side with his plan to fast track the approval of these so-called nation building projects. Things like pipelines, new port facilities, electricity interties between provinces, and other major infrastructure. Now, Carney got a mixed reaction when he met with First Nations here in Ottawa last week, and they were not really happy with his attempts to sell them on this Building Canada Act that was approved by Parliament in June. Some are worried that the government won't properly consult with them on these big projects and will effectively override their treaty rights and their constitutional rights to be consulted and to ultimately give sign-off. Now, some actually walked out of that meeting. Today, though, Carney is trying to strike a more collaborative tone as he meets with Inuit leaders in Nunavik, Northwest Territories, trying to address their concerns. Here's what he had to say at the start of that meeting.
To be absolutely clear, C5 fully respects modern treaty, all treaty rights, modern treaty rights, and environmental assessment consistent with those treaty rights.
We come as Inuit understanding that the Government of Canada will always have priorities, and the Inuit will always have priorities. Where we meet in the middle is where we can do the best work.
The Arctic is particularly important to Carney's plan to bolster the Canadian economy with these big projects. There's discussion about creating new ports on the northern coast to help get our energy and agricultural products to markets in Asia. And the territories would like to see construction of new roads to link up communities that currently can only be reached by air. That also plays to Carney's plan to build up the Canadian military presence in the Arctic with an upgraded distant early warning system, possibly larger troop presence also to deter possible aggression in the north from Russia or China. Ultimately, though, Inuit groups like First Nations and the Métis elsewhere are looking for economic inclusion, and that will have to be negotiated on a project-by-project basis. Carney saying today he'll create an Indigenous consultation unit within the new office he's setting up within the federal government to fast-track these projects. He says it will be up and running by Labor Day. Glen McGregor, City News in Ottawa.